Well, hello and welcome back, everybody, to the DPFL Darts live stream here. My name is Nick Teixeira. I'm going to be your host this evening for what should be a phenomenal matchup on our dartboard. Today, we are going to be looking at Paula Murphy versus Mike Reilly in what should be an enticing affair in our Division 1 round robin. In Division 1, it is a best of 20 leg, so you can either 10-10 tie or win at 11. Excited to see who takes this one between Paula and Mike, and really curious to see how their play goes. So let us know who you're cheering for, what you want to see, and tell us how you're feeling in the chat, because we're excited to be bringing coverage of this one. This is going to be in the Group F that we're looking at here for Division 1. There is Groups A through F. And of course, it is a hotly contested group, just like most of them are, with Paula sitting right in the middle of the pack and Mike Reilly leading the group at a 75.4 average to Paula's 67.23. So this is going to be a close one, folks. So far, though, it seems like things are starting off just right. They did diddle before the show started here, and Paula hit the green bit, Mike hit the red bit, and seems like Paula's keen on challenging it here.
36.
Until I jinx her on the microphone. Who all in chat is excited to have some DPFL live streaming back? Just let us know. I know I'm definitely excited to be here. Enjoying every bit of it here.
45.
Douglas saying, no, the 100 average. It was nice while it lasted, huh?
No, come on.
Paula going to be frustrated here trying to get on the setup. Kind of surprised she didn't go for the 95 at 265. If you've watched Paula play before, you will know that she is by far one of the most confident 19s shooters there is. In fact, for that very reason, I don't chalk Paula's matches.
98.
98, there's an excellent hit. Gains to the Shanghai finish on the setup here. Paula was challenging this throw really well, and you can see the 19 switch now.
58.
But will not be on it, so Mike will have 6 clear at 120. Looks like you went low on that one.
60.
So just halfway there, so Paula can get an outside opportunity in here, trying to set up on darts 15 through 18 here. I guess 16 through 18. But who's counting? Going a little haywire.
32.
I do want to say these players were having some funny interactions before we got things going here. As Mike will get 2 darts at double top. Drag that one well low. But does correct. Leg number 1 going to Mike Reilly. Yeah, when they joined in there, they were kind of having some banter, and Paula, the first thing she says to Mike after hello, how you doing, was hey, just take it easy on me. And Mike's basically like, yeah, I know better. So that was pretty much their immediate interaction there, which I thought was just like, yeah, that's fair. Paula, of course, being one of the most fierce competitors in women's darts. And actually, she just had a bunch of videos from her and some of the other ladies events come out from the Bullshooter Florida stop, as those people at Arachnid there, myself, are getting those videos out slowly but surely. They're saying, you, sir, accounting. Yeah, but it's my job to like act like I'm doing one thing and actually doing another. All right. I am the drama. Ken saying, let's go, Paula Murphy. Love and miss you, friend.
98.
Who am I not involved with the darts? Technically the CDC, although I work with all the people at the CDC indirectly on different projects almost. But I wouldn't say I'm directly involved with CDC. That one I just get to be a fan of, and I play in the Q schools, of course.
40.
But besides that, I work for everybody else. Oh, Chucky Clark's in here. I didn't know we haven't banned him yet. Let's get him out of here. I guess that's fine. The Jacksonville crowd tuning in for
100.
Paula. I'll allow it. I'll allow it. You're fine, Chucky. Just this once. Paula having some success upstairs on the dartboard, but so is Mike's for the most part.
100.
Their first 9 darts have been pretty excellent from leg 1 and 2. I'm curious to see if that will translate well into the latter half of the match and see where these averages truly wind up. Junior saying, "What's up? Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Happy election day to everybody." We did see in the CSC Challenger Series on USA Darts last night, a new president was crowned in Ram Guevara Jr., besting Mike Maloney and stopping the 3-time from happening. How come I don't have a co-commentator? What, am I not enough for you? Ridiculous. Tough crowd. $41, not ideal. So Paula has a good opportunity here to make sure to defend her throw. Gonna try to be the first one to finish, and she will be. How good of a finish will it be, though? Just right off the flight. Looks like a 90.
79.
Oh, it is a 79. I couldn't tell if that was a 95 or not, but did kick into the 3. So not as ideal as it could be. Well, last time I was solo and you said, "Oh, I'll jump on the mic." You spent a literal hour having the entire chat make fun of me for my lack of movie knowledge. So I might have a little hesitancy here, guys. I'm just saying, just a little bit. And then Douglas saying I always like Sean Green more because he, works for cool people like the CDC. Yeah, so Sean does have a show on Tuesday nights in Steel Tip. It's actually called To the Point streaming. It's called The Siege. And so I always recommend checking out his show if you guys have time. Maybe put one up on one screen and this one up on the other. They do a good thing over there, and they have like a little in-house Indiana Steel Tip show that I played on before, and so as well. Paula will get 3 clear at double top here. Make this one apiece.
First start.
Makes it look easy. She said, "I'm not known as just a 19 sitter. I'm known as just a straight up hitter." Now let's go ahead and start getting into the nitty gritty here of the tale of the tape for Paula Murphy and Mike Reilly here on their group runs. So far, as we mentioned earlier, Mike Reilly topping the group. 4 matches played, 4 matches won with 44 legs won, which is the most in the group on legs won by 3. Paula herself has 4 matches played, 2 matches won, and 37 legs won. So she did have some close matches in there, not far off. Now, taking a look here at our different runs, specifically Paula. Week 1, and she does have multiple stats in here because she also does play in the women's division as well as Division 1, which you can play in multiple divisions as long as you fit the qualifications for the cap. So she played Randy Van Dersen in a match 1 where she did lose, and then afterwards played Wade, which she did come out on top of. That's going to be Douglas Wade. And then after that, she went ahead and played Rafferty and won that match, and then losing out to Hawkins. So that will be the tail of the tape for her. Mike Reilly, on the other hand, 4 straight wins, which is against Rose, Lancaster, West, and Campbell. So pretty good run on the season so far. Stephen Park saying Sean gets to be our guest tomorrow night. Yeah, I'm looking forward to listening to Sean talk with you guys before hopping over to the CSC finals, where we get to see 100? Nick Yeast play against Steve Hilger, aka Porky. Will we get another double dip, or is it going to be done tomorrow? Find out on USA Darts, folks. And if you're watching on USA Darts, go over to the DPFL Darts page right now and make sure to tune in and give them a follow, because they do run the largest online steel tip players network with some of the best competition in the sport and an amazing live event as well. So make sure to give them your love and support.
Nice. 97.
Good find on the last start for Paula, but of course, Mike Reilly, pole position on this leg. Could be potential hold a throw across the board so far.
82.
Let's get it down to 78 here. So not quite the ideal setup round. You want to get it just a little bit more teed up, but it's not going to be too bad as long as Paula doesn't challenge. She needs to stay true on this last start.
59.
She does.
Michael. 58.
58 there. So no check on this one for Mike Reilly, but Paula only set up the 159, which is not what she was intending to do there. As it is a no-go on that one. So was an interesting switch to the 19s on that one.
$28. 33.
No real pressure. Mike Reilly, 3 clear at 20.
Miss.
Oh, and this is actually a good round for Paula. If there's a big ton plus checkout, it's one using the 19s, right? 4 19s for bull, or 2 19s for the double 7. First one pulls over though, so no outshot available now.
$86.
Does get in range though, so Mike Reilly can't mess around with this one anymore. Good marker dart for him. Inside, over to the 5.
Come on. And
Does not go. The double 10 that got him that first leg win is now being his enemy. So double 20 still Paul's friend. Hugging the wire.
no.
Over to the 10s.
No. 20.
Does not go. Does Mike Reilly go right at this or split? I've changed my methodology on this out so many different times at 10 left with 3 darts in hand. 1 for double 2.
No.
He says, oh no, I relate to that one, Mike. That's very real. All over to double 10.
First start.
Nails it.
I think I got that one. I've had those games.
Mike says, I think I gave you that one. And Paul said, I think I have those games. So there you go. A little bit of banter between the opponents here. It is really interesting playing a remote match where you guys are like on the microphone together as I learn more about the DPFL program and what these matches are like. There's definitely a bit of camaraderie at the beginning and end of legs, but otherwise it's just throwing darts and having fun. But everyone's just been in such high spirits. This is my 3rd week doing this now. It's been really cool to see just the positivity between all the players.
21. Yes, sir.
Kyle Brimson asking, how do you get in this? That's a great question. I'm going to go ahead and actually put a link in chat for you here to get involved. So this is dpfldarts.com is where you go to. The website's currently getting rebuilt right now and getting simplified.
58.
Nice and easy. DPFL Darts is you can follow them on Facebook. You can go to their website. They do everything over Discord, and you literally set up your phone, a well-lit board, and you join, and you can sign up to play in their different leagues, and they run different nightly events as well. And that's all you have to do to get involved. Just go over to their website, and then they'll have a how-to page there where you'll be able to see how to get in, what the requirements are, and everything else. Because honestly, it's great to be able to play very competitive matches at your home. They have brackets divisions for all different levels of steel tip play, which admittedly, as someone that I truly do, I know everyone knows me for my work in soft tip. I truly do love playing steel. And it's actually how I got into the game. It's cool that there's abilities to have competitiveness across all levels, because sometimes it's just not fun to get stomped for a bit. I know this year in the group play, they have several different divisions. They have the Premier Division 1, 2, 3, 4, a women's division, and one youth division as well.
78.
You got to work on having one of those fancy Sean Green spiels, I guess.
$59.
Reilly does not leave a finish, so you expect Paula to be able to do one here. Douglas, that's correct. Yeah, division gets set by averages, so you can actually play in multiple divisions. So let's say you're a 55 player. You'd qualify for whatever the division is that caps off at like a 55 and less. But if you wanted to play in a higher division, you could actually jump into whatever divisions you want, but a higher player can't jump down. So for instance, Alex Spellman can't play in Division 5, but if you're a Division 5 player and you want to pay to be in Division 1, you have every ability to do so. Ken asking, Nick, what steel darts do you throw and what gram, Bubba? So I've switched a million different times. The one I used to throw for the longest time was the 21 gram Harrow's arrows, arrows with an A. Like AE. And so I used to throw those for the longest time there. And then I recently switched off them. And right now I'm currently throwing the Chin Mounts Omega darts. And coming in the mail on Thursday, I'm going to be getting a set of the Will Stewart Colonial darts there, the Alphas. Both of those darts are 23 grams. But I've also shot with the Shot Tribal Weapon and the Super Darts Jokers for a bit as well. So I've jumped around a bunch of different stuff. The correct answer, the most commonly sold steel tip weight is 23 grams. I personally prefer a little closer to 21 grams myself, although I've been adapting to try to fit in with the masses, I guess. Mary McHugh saying Mike is a local, but let's go, Paula. Everyone's got favorites. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Paula tees up the 34, but 2 darts at double 16 for Mike Reilly. Over to the 8. Doesn't go, but Paula leaving 34. Double 17's no one's favorite double, but let's see if she's able to nail it. She goes for the split over to the double 16. Over to double 8, and that dart's kind of kicked up a little bit. Gonna be a little awkward.
Third dart.
Oh, wow. What a dart. Paula Murphy taking a 3-1 jump in this one. Is Ken brings up a great point here. I like the tribal as well from Shot. Huge shout out to Shot for sponsoring the DPFL live stream and the DPFL darts program in general. Do want to give a big shout out to them and thank you for being a sponsor of this. And of course, Florida Commercial Care as well for sponsoring DPFL.
$85.
The 85 special. I will say I've been throwing more and more. I got my first steel tip tournament in quite some time. I usually play in 1 or 2 local ones a year, and I try to play 1 travel event a year, whether it be steel or soft tip. In this case, I chose steel tip. I'll be at the Buckeye Open here in December, about a month and some change from now. So I've been back to playing daily darts at home, just practicing and whatnot, and I'm happy to say that my average is still right around a 62. I want to get it closer to that 70 average that I used to have. So that's a lot of work in that department, 39. But been having fun throwing steel every day again. Honestly, if I wasn't streaming this, I'd be playing in the DPFL right now. I will say that point blank. I think it's a pretty ingenious little program they got going on here. I'm not even paid to say that. Like I can be honest with you. Like there's certain things I could say one way or the other,
Oh my
but
God.
I truly do believe that.
22.
If you guys have any questions or just want to talk about anything in particular, let me know. I know last week we were talking a lot about the Harrow's Quadro board that came out and our opinions on that one. If you guys have anything you want to talk about here or talk about the match, I guess I could also focus on my job for once too. Either way works for me, guys. I'm having a great time bringing coverage of this one.
100.
Solid 100 to keep things in a range here, but Mike, just slight edge, 17-point difference after 9. Dave Lilac here saying steel greater than soft. Hey, everyone has their preference, man. I'll be honest. I think they're both great. I think there's plenty of room for both in the world. And in fact, that's why you see so many top tier players are becoming hybrid players like your Alex Bellmans and Leonard Gates.
60.
There's also very age dependent. I know I've been introducing a lot of people into darts lately that I've known from like college and whatnot. I'm 26 years old for the record.
59.
And when I introduce them, they usually like how tactile steel tip feels, but they just like how engaging soft tip just inherently is through the different audio cues and everything else. So maybe it's just a generational attention span difference too.
$42.
Oh, did not get the swing of the 19. He wanted it though.
98.
A great tee up there. Left 60. Paula's going to need to leave 100 to leave the champagne shot. Fubar Doug saying, I always say steel tip and soft tip are both darts, but competitively different styles of play. Oh, absolutely. It's different styles of play. The entirety of, hold on, we get 2 darts for double top here.
Second dart. Good shot.
Mike Reilly goes ahead and makes this a 2 to 3 difference between him and Paula, with Paula getting the throw in the next one. I will always say like your mentality is completely different when it comes to 01 being more bullseye centric and soft tip on average, but also in the same mentality of knowing when you can set up versus when you can go for the out, because big outs are just easier to hit in soft tip. Same thing with 9 marks in cricket, right? You don't really play around a 9 mark mentality as much in steel as you do in soft. So there is differences in play, but I just personally think I don't know. I personally love how engaging soft tip can really be and how explosive the momentum swings really are. But nothing feels better than hitting a good old 180 or 3 in the bed or a white horse on steel, though. It always feels a little bit better.
57.
No Boundaries over on YouTube says, I'm 51 and I've only been playing for right around a year now. My biggest downfall is getting in my head. How do you not get into your head and ruin the rest of your match? Going to be obviously different for every single person. As we know, darts is an insanely mental game. I can tell you from back in my competition days, there was a few things that I just always tried to solidify with myself. Particularly, let's just apply this into the world of playing singles. I always told myself that, like, at the end of the day, whatever practice I put into, I can be as frustrated, mad, or angry in practice as I want, because that's just me and the board and trying to figure stuff out. But by the time I get to a tournament or my league match or whatever else I may have you, there is no point in being frustrated because there's no more prep work I can do. Whatever player comes out in that moment is the player that I prepared myself through practice and play, right? So when you're in a match, the kind of, you just simply have to accept, hey, I'm already here. I'm already throwing, and that's going to be okay. Whatever happens, I can't really control the results other than just trying my best anyways. It's kind of like the mentality of just relaxing your shoulders and truly just trying to have as much fun as possible with the moment. And that's the other answer is as long as you're just having a good time. I know a lot of players, they like to turn around so they don't look at what their opponent's scoring and only look at the screen or the score line that they have to shoot in that given moment. I think that's a great way to keep your head a little bit more calm. And then the other thing is just honestly, I'm not really thinking about the match I'm throwing other than deciding what I need to hit. There's no reason to get yourself worked up about all the different contingency scenarios. Just take a deep breath, throw the darts, and literally when I'm throwing at the line, and as you get a big oh no from Mike Reilly.
Set with 83.
So it's going for both.
But I wouldn't be so upset with that. After my
Paula's having a chit chat while throwing there. Funny interaction between Paula and Mike. That is great. Yeah, I kind of lost my train of thought there a little bit, but just it's literally just about having fun. When I'm actually at the line throwing, all I'm thinking is I'm the best person that could be throwing at this board in the very moment because I'm the only person
94.
at the board in that very moment. And I'm just looking right at my target, visualizing it and thinking, okay, I just need treble 20, treble 20, treble 20. And I'm just thinking about that only. Whatever happens after I throw that dart, again, that's all the practice preparations for. I can think about how and get frustrated when I miss in practice. In the tournament, there's nothing I can do except lock in and take a deep breath. Good marker. There it goes. You can see kissed right off the barrel. Now it's 3-3 here. And you can see Mike's done a good job of picking his average back up. Paula kind of been staying about the same area here. Again, her current average after 4 matches is a 67. So she's a little bit below the bar of where you would typically expect to find her, but has made sure to win the legs where they've gotten scrappy. And that's a lot of times what can matter the most in a long format round robin.
45.
Desiree is saying girl power, go Paula, with a flex emoji in there. And Fubar saying, one thing I always like to say when I'm stepping into Aki is no thoughts, just darts. That's literally it. I remember I was playing in a tournament once and I told myself like, okay, trip 18, trip 18, trip 18 or whatever it was. I think I was playing cricket. I literally kind of whispered it to myself and I like went up there, ended up hitting the shot. I walked back and the guy's like, so is that the secret? You just have to tell yourself to shoot? And I said the secret is that's the only thing I was thinking about. Now, how many times I've said that and then missed all 3 darts terribly? The majority of them. David Fathom, the Scorpion. Rapid fire questions with David Fathom. Joining in here saying Mike wins as long as he keeps his head right and not worry about playing a woman. I will say if you're in Division 1 of DPFL, if you're playing in any competition nowadays, especially a high level competition though, don't underestimate anybody based off gender or otherwise. And maybe this is a little biased for me because I live in Florida, so I grew up playing the likes of Paula Murphy, Chrissy Grimmel, and all these other Meredith McGee, and all these other top tier female talents. But yeah, you have to take that out of the equation. There's no shame one way or another, especially when you're playing someone that is literally has one of the most impressive women's CVs in North American darts as Paula Murphy does. Mike overall has the higher firepower from what we've seen this season. And I think overall he is advantaged in this match. But I definitely don't think gender will come into play here.
Oh my God.
Sean, the mean green in chat saying Paula's Paula, no gender at all here. She might be a queen, but she still has earned the title. Yeah, exactly. Like I said, Paula said to Mike at the beginning, and for you guys just tuning in, Paula, and Mike both joined into this Discord call, and Paula said, "Hey, Mike, I just want you to take it easy on me tonight." And Mike then proceeds to respond by saying, "I know better than to do that to you." So, very well aware of the situation here. Beautiful shot from Mike Reilly there. Find the 135 to leave 40. good follow-up comment here from David Fathom in regards to the advice, darting advice conversation that we were having. You have to stay in the moment as you cannot see the future. Yeah, exactly right. It's almost take an almost nihilistic approach as Mike now gets his first lead of the match. You just got to accept the situation. You throw the dart one turn at a time. You approach the board, the situation, and that's all you have to play. Anything else, the extra gamesmanship, that's all extracurricular, if you ask me. Forgotten Native America over on YouTube saying, I prefer playing and watching Steel Tip, but where I'm from, there is no Steel Tip leagues or tournaments, so I have to play soft darts. That's not true. Go over to DPFLdarts.com where you'll be able to play in online leagues and tournaments just like this from your very own house. You can put up a board, start throwing tomorrow. There's literally nightly events, so go ahead and check them out here. I will put that link in the comments for anybody that wants to get involved with DPFL. Paula throwing those Fit Flight Cosmo. She has her signature flights on there. Those are dolphins on the back of them. I remember because when I was like 17, 18 and brand new darts, she gave me some of her very own flights to throw back when I was still throwing Cosmo, which is probably still my favorite flight system I've thrown, although I've tried them all. I've done 1 month of each flight system. Mike Reilly really starting to heat up over here. Has brought his average up almost 10 points here in the last 2 legs.
80.
Starting to bring Paula's up as well. I think that it's an iron sharpening iron kind of moment after Paula had that 3-1 jump. Mike Reilly 3 on the spin. Knocked and Ready Outdoors saying, can you explain DPFL? Yeah, I'd be happy to. It's a program I've never personally played in, but I've been learning a lot about recently. I've been to the last 2 live events as well as a broadcaster, but DPFL Darts is the largest online steel tip competitive dart leagues. They run multiple, they run their mainline seasons, which is what you're watching right now, season 10 or season X. And their seasons are based around building these round robin pods with a average cap. So premier divisions uncapped, and then they have caps for each division. You go into your respective division after paying your league fees. You play the round robin for all, I believe it is 9 weeks. And then afterwards they do have a playoffs as well, where you can win money. And from there, they also have, and they run everything over Discord where they have all these different nightly events. Like right now there's a Twisted Madness event. There's a singles Friday night event.
82.
They have a King of the Hill event. And they run all these different events and tournaments, and then they have the live event each year in Kissimmee, Florida, that is this year I believe going to be over $100,000 and is open to play other than the handful of qualifying events, but majority of the events are open to play.
54.
Like Reilly teed up 152, might have to go here. Paula's starting to face a little bit of danger in this matchup. Not going to go now. It's going to be a little bit harder to tee that up because of the way the flight kicked up there. Almost would have preferred to switch to the 18s after dart 1.
41.
Yeah, 41 there. Mike Reilly 3 clear at 40 for a 16 dart leg. 17 dart leg over to double 10. Not going to say it again. I'm tired of jinxing.
20.
Doesn't go. So Paula on the 111 now. See her approach on this one.
Oh, Murphy.
I mean, still on for the shot here. 20 for bull. Yeah, it looks like it's just low on the wire. Hard to tell. The barrel is blocking just a little bit from that camera angle, but yeah, does not go. So DPFL actually originally was supposed to be a Florida-centric thing. I do see a comment in here about it.
First start. Good shot.
DPFL actually does not stand for Darts Players Florida anymore. It is Darts Players Federation League, as it is not tied to Florida at all. We have literally international players as well, players that travel from overseas to play in the live event. It is not specific to Florida in any way, shape, or form to be a part of that.
95.
Do see a couple other comments in here. Let me catch back up. Do believe one of the comments was asking what part of Florida I'm from. That's from No Boundaries on YouTube. I live in Davenport, Florida, so just south of like the Orlando Kissimmee area over there.
Oh, fudge. 43.
And then Forgotten America says he's going to check out DPFL Darts. Love to hear it. Happy to always get more people involved here. Fubar Doug saying, I played against Paula at the Florida Bullshooter this year in mixed doubles. She was amazing at darts and was really fun to play against. Was joking and talking the whole time. Absolutely class. Yeah, that's just how Paula is. Remember, she's a serious competitor, but she's also just like, she just likes to have fun, man. She's there. She's going to play her darts and have a good time.
60.
Dave Blylock saying, I've converted to the Condor Axe, best flight system I ever used. Definitely probably the most durable one I've ever used. I have my different preferences. Like I said, I did 1 month of each flight system, and I think that they all have different pros and cons.
140.
But there's nothing wrong with any of them. I don't think there's a wrong answer to a flight system. The answer is which one are you the most comfortable with? Because that's the correct answer. David Fathom saying I need to do a follow-up interview with Steven, see how he feels it's going, or need to do one. So we did one after the initial town hall. Him and I did one before the live stream started back up again. I do know that they're, I believe, at over $50,000 paid back now, or just about, and that they're continuing to make progress, and they believe that all prize money has been caught back up on, and the last thing is about products and some of those remaining soft goods. So that's been going well. I know the player counts were very similar to the previous expectations, so we didn't really lose too many players. So it seems like things are going really well. But of course, Steve McDowell doing good things there, but that's also really testament to the admin team in particular. Do want to give a big shout out to every one of the DPFL admins. Paula's having some frustrations there. You can kind of hear her vent a little bit about it. Definitely not showing the power scoring that we know she's capable of here.
100.
Tom Ottaviano, professional darts commentator, says Mike is also in the lead for points for Dart Players Connecticut. Could get a CSC Tour card if he wins the grand finals. Well, there you go. Yeah, given his form right now, considering he's averaging a 75 on the season and this group, would not be surprising.
49.
A little bit awkward after the first start here. 69 remaining. Does not need to go set up the bull shot here with Paula back at 264. Yeah, tees up 32 there.
2 shots.
So Paul's going to need to look for at least a ton to leave the 164. But momentum completely slipping in Mike Reilly's direction at the moment.
55.
And this is dangerous, right? I mean, Paula is currently sitting at 5th out of 11 in her group right now, with 4 matches played, 2 matches won. It looks like Mike does go ahead and make this 6-3. You just don't want to slip too far down the rankings here. And Paula, I mean, being a fierce competitor, going to the bottom side of the pod, there's still plenty of the season left, but definitely one of those factors you're going to start thinking about more and more, as this would also pretty much help Mike get pretty close to solidifying his first position at this rate. Closest one to challenging him is Kevin Hawkins. 4 matches played, 3 matches won, and currently 41 legs won. So a 3-leg difference between the players. Dave had him bring up another great point. There's openings for admin positions for those that feel inspired. Yeah, if you want to take part of this and join the amazing DPFL network, make sure to reach out over Facebook or through our Discord channel here. Always looking to recruit new members of our team and looking forward to trying to expand more and more. This live stream is currently step 1 of many future steps that we're going to be taking here.
100.
You can hear that sigh from Paula there a little bit. She's going to be under the gun here. She has to regain these 3 legs, close this gap down a little bit, because it's starting to get to the point where Mike Reilly's getting really close to that guaranteed tie point. 10 legs, again, guarantees at least a tie in the match. 11 legs guarantees the win. Every leg will matter when you're playing a round robin format like this.
60.
Nice consistent 60 round here. Gets her in range of setup. Mike Reilly not in range, so he's going to have to close down to the distance.
80.
Mike Reilly on the season so far has 7 180s, 40 140 pluses, and 114 and 100 pluses. Currently has a first 9 average of 83.79. So definitely leading the pack overall there. Paula Murphy, on the other hand, her sets are going to be a little skewed just because she also is playing in the women's division as well as this division here. So this is going to be combining those on Dart Connect here. But she currently has 106 100 pluses, 19 140 pluses, and 4 180s with a first 9 average of 74.10.
83.
Paula does get to a finish there, but Mike Reilly been creeping back in this leg. Does get the treble on the last start there. Big pressure shot. 1-3-2. Does she start the bull? It's my favorite checkout in darts. She does not. Typically in 1-3-2, if you start bull, if you hit a 25, you go to the 19s back to the bull for 50. Or if you hit the red bit, you can go to the 16s or stay on, or go to the trip 14.
24.
Couple different routes there. 1-3-2 is one of those checkouts where I always like utilizing the bull with any of my checkouts, especially one like that. Double 12.
Second dart.
Wow. Impressive finishing from Mike Reilly, hitting a beautiful 17 dart leg there. And he started off a little slow again, but Paul had that 3-1 jump, but now 6 on the spin for Mike Reilly. She's 4 legs away from him, and he's 4 legs away from the win. The John Park Golden Rule is coming into play here.
41.
I will say, admittedly, you guys will be proud of me here. I did the mistake or not mistake of buying a bunch of darts, even though I plan on throwing probably only one of the 3 new sets I bought. I literally bought 4 sets of darts in the last couple days here.
100.
I got a set of the Will Stewart's alphas in steel and soft. And then I also saw Jules Van Dongen post that he's clearing out a bunch of his old Loxley sets. So picked up 2 different sets of his, not his particular barrels, but 2 barrels of which he owned.
Good shot.
Oh, another 140 from Mike Reilly here. His scoring's been on point. And it's not that Paula's really isn't. And the problem is Paula's first 9 is looking way cleaner than her last 9. And to say that when she's in the 200s range, she hasn't been able to successfully leave a finish there. She's typically chopping it down and down and down, rather than when you're at 220 to 260. If you can hit that ton, you're going to be on a checkout. Kevin saying target K flex are good as well. Yeah, I mean, there's different idiosyncrasies. I think Target K-Flex for me had one of the best feels, but the durability just wasn't there for me. The Shot Flight deck had also, I think, had one of the better aesthetics of all of them.
Murphy. 26.
I think they also had a little bit of a heavier back weight too. David Blaylock says, can't figure out what you'd like if you don't try everything except for Will Starts. Don't buy those. Yeah, listen, first off, I understand, but also please buy those. There's so many of them. We have to sell them all, guys. But second off, yeah, it's literally just about experimenting. For me, with flight systems, it truly is preference. I think other than shape of flight, majority of it is really just down to just throwing with it consistently and getting a feel for it. When it comes to barrels, there is a lot more of like, you just have to keep trying stuff to see what really feels good in the hands. Scott, we all know that. That's why the stage was shaking when you were walking around on it.
Yes.
Everyone's fifth favorite DPFL admin, Scott Hanish, in the chat, everybody. Welcome in. Good first one from Paula. And then I jinxed it. To the bull? Over to 19s.
84.
84 on the shot. Puts a little bit of pressure here. But Mike Reilly, his finishing has been excellent so far. Well, we see another clean one from him. He went for the 14s to tops route.
54.
Come on, let's go.
Treble 20 for double 18. She says, oh, geez. 95s, not into the 19s we go. She kind of has to laugh that one off. Just 24 on the visit. Very frustrating for Murphy. Double 16. Good marker dart. A little bit of hesitation on the throw of the last. I wonder if he didn't like with the flight position. It looked like it would be a helpful one for him, but maybe it was a little bit of an awkward angle. So Paula gets a little bit of a let off here.
7.
Another single 16 here. We'll leave double top. Oh, that was a 7. Had to have been. Bullseye. Yeah, 47 there. Yeah, would have thought for sure that first start in the 16. That fortunately just kind of blending into the wire, and yeah, she kind of shows it right there. I will say, as Mike gets that one there, another leg on the board.
You're not taking it easy on me, Mike.
I don't know. I hit a purple patch there. That's all.
You can hear the interaction there.
I think I've been playing too much darts. My arm's done.
Yeah, it seems like Paula's kind of feeling a little bit of soreness or fatigue in the arm there. She's making just comments to Mike about feeling like he's not taking it easy, and he said he just caught a little bit of a hot patch there.
My arm's done, and then you're showing 97. You said your arm is done, and then you're showing 97.
Oh,
yeah.
Shut.
You said, your arm, you said your arm was done, and then you throw a 97. She's like, well, yeah, I mean, still Paula Murphy, guys. Come on. That was really fun. Really funny interaction here. These guys are just having a good time. Ken saying I have the same issue, maybe, with a question mark there. I have easily 6 or 7 soft steel darts. I shoot the Brandon Satos now with the Condor X medium. Yeah, I mean, personally for me, I will say if I see a dart at a good price, if it's a good tungsten dart, especially with the box, I'll typically pick it up. I'm a big believer of when I travel to my different events that I go to, I will always buy something from the local dart shop there, especially if I haven't seen them earlier in the year, just because I think that you have to have a little sense of responsibility to
81.
support all these different shops. And so therefore, that's why when I saw Jules selling a bunch of old Loxley sets, I was like, I should probably pick some of those up. When I go to the Buckeye Open, I'm sure I'm going to pick something up. And I'm sure when I'm at, the EDC World Finals or one of those other tournaments, I'm sure I'll pick something up there. I love collecting darts. I'm actually working on trying to figure out how I want to go about displaying them now. I used to have a lot more sets, but any of the sets I don't have boxes for anymore, I actually have gone through and unless I like the barrel or it's a unique barrel, I actually have gone through and sold them or given them to friends of mine from college that don't play darts to try to incentivize them to start playing. Scott saying I started with a Jules 22 gram last January in Vegas, been sticking with them. So that's going to say that has to be his old Loxley set there. Yeah, I mean it can't be anything wrong with the straight barrel dart. There's not really much complaints about it. That's why as much as we clown on Will Stewart, there's nothing wrong with this barrel.
Good shot.
All it does find a 140 here, getting down to 86. She said she finally hit something. Yeah, I need to go through. I actually have, I'm not kidding, probably 6 different sets where I've lost one of the barrels each. So maybe I'll go post them on Facebook and see if anybody either has the missing piece or needs one barrel for their own collection there. Single 18. Leave a shot at the bull. Kicks down. Like saying, I wish monster barrels were still around. I remember that they had a bunch of different ones back when I was still going to Dartside Vegas, where they like right towards the end of them producing that they had a bunch of different goodie bags. They do still have the Dart Militia barrels because I know it's not quite the same, but they have the Dart Militias because I know Porky's Formation just came out. So Dart Militia not quite the same as the monster barrels, but still.
Oh, 80.
Hits an 80 there, does not get the finishing dart. So Paula Murphy, opportunity to get a leg on the board and stop the bleed here. 16-8 wire.
Oh my God.
Kicks low into the 741 remaining. Shit. I think that was into double 9. Oh, this is frustrating. She laughs it off. Jesse in the chat saying, happy to report no double trouble today. Hey, Jesse, I'm proud of you. One day at a time. One day you could be like Douglas D. McKelly.
32.
32 there, leaves 16, but Mike Reilly might take this here. Give himself one leg away from a guaranteed tie. Drags it well low. Over to double 10.
Second dart.
Does get it.
I had my shot. Dark gods are against me tonight.
Paula Murphy saying the dark gods are against her tonight. Sometimes it's just like that, Paula. Sometimes it is.
180.
Oh,
nice.
We get a 180 here from Mike Reilly to start things off. He said, I'm ready to go off to the races here. Beautiful find. She does respond with a 95, but Mike Reilly with a 180 on the throw. Oh, you blew it, Mike. I'm just kidding. Still a great shot there. Show some hype in the chat for the 180, guys.
Oh, gee.
Paula's saying OG. Another 95 from Paula. Using those trusty 19s.
Oops.
Oh. I have to see if we can adjust Paula's board view here. It looks like she bumped it a little bit.
100. Thank you.
There we go. Try to get that back in the frame there a little bit better.
$58.
Does go for the cover. Well thrown cover dart, but does not go. 161 does not have to check out here with Paula back at 253. Going to be focusing on the tee up here to see if Mike Reilly can get himself one leg away from getting the match win here. Pretty dominant fashion. He had a little bit of a slow start, and Paula's been pretty consistent in her same area. She'll call it, and I'll call it as well. Subpar from where you would expect her to be. But that's also, as she said, sometimes the dart gods are a little bit against you. She's also feeling the fatigue a little bit in the arm, saying that she might just be plain old darted out. So I get it, girly. You're still one of the goats.
Oh, like that. 60.
He was not happy with the 60 there. Sitting on 20, but that double 10's been pretty trusty for him. It's either been going in on the first attempt at the double 10 or all three outside. He would prefer to go in on the first attempt. Paula, she has to find trouble now.
24.
24 will not leave a finish, so 6 darts for 20 now.
Nothing.
Wall group darts, unfortunately, all catching on the outside. Paula's, like I said, she's starting off legs pretty fine, pretty well even. It's the low 200s and the high 100s that her setups just left something to be desired.
Second dart.
Good shot.
And now Mike Reilly one leg away from getting this one done in 11-3 after.
Last game.
That's not the last game. Come on.
I'm trying. My arm is not.
I like the interaction there. Paula saying that she said last game, and he's like, it's not. From Mike. I like the sportsmanship from Mike Reilly here. Obviously, cheering for his opponents. No one likes winning when your opponent's not feeling it. You always want to win in fun, competitive, high octane matches. So, unfortunately, just Paula is just feeling some physical pain with her arm, it seems. And again, a little bit of fatigue here. But yeah, after a 3-1 lead for Paula Murphy, it has completely flipped the script. 9 legs in a row, potentially 10 legs in a row.
123.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was a 171 for sure. It looked pretty.
Where these little rascals have been all night.
Beautiful 1-2-3 though from Paula Murphy.
35.
And then answered right back.
Good shot.
Thank you.
Paula still has control though with the throw. Again, this is the area that we talked about where if she's still collecting 95s in this spot, she'd be golden.
46.
But there, 46 starts to ease off the gas. Mike Reilly now looking for about a ton here to close the gap. Gap is closed, 30-point advantage into Reilly's favor. So now Paula is going to be pressured to leave a finish here.
$133.
Yeah.
Beautiful shot from Paula Murphy to leave the Shanghai finish. That's exactly what she needed there. And you could tell those starts are going with a little bit more oomph. I think she's starting to push that arm a little bit more and try to accentuate the follow through a little bit better. Because when your arm's being fatigued or hurting, you have to kind of just push through it and get that snap in the arm. She does have a naturally a little bit of a lofty throw, but she seems to be firing now.
Do that one.
Like Reilly's sitting back at 140. So let's see how much Paula can bring this down.
68.
Does get it in range there, leaving at 52. 140 will not go, so Paula will get 3 darts for 52. Should get 2 darts at doubles, but her first dart setup dart has been a little squirrely, so she has to be careful. Single 20 or single 12. There's the 20. Over to the 16. Low, needs the course correct.
No, 20.
Now Mike Reilly, 3 darts for the win.
First match.
Good shot. Sorry I couldn't give you a match tonight.
That was stressful.
Could not get my arm under control.
I think you had a couple of one or too many 26s.
Yeah, 26s, 24s.
It's
Yeah.
it's not normal what I've seen you throwing, so
Yeah, I've been playing almost every night, and I think I'm tired. I need a break. But I'm playing 3 different leagues, and it's like, I think I played too much.
I'm going off to play League now in 10 minutes.
Oh my goodness. Well, good luck.
Good shooting, guys. Thank you again for playing on our live stream today.
All right. Thanks, Nick.
All righty, guys.
Cheers,
Well,
Nick.
that will conclude it for us here covering tonight's matchup
Have a
here.
good one.
I better go. I'll see you at Seacoast.
All right. Okay. Good luck.
Bye.
All right.
Yeah, that will conclude it here for our main coverage of this matchup. Paula Murphy, Mike Reilly. Mike Reilly does get 11-3 win over Paula Murphy in what was a match where at the beginning she started off right, and just as she said, the fatigue kind of got to her. One of the best things you can do for yourself as a player is take a break sometimes, and that's going to be something that she's probably going to take seriously, as Mike's doing the opposite and has another league to head to in about 10 minutes, which curious how he would have worked that in scheduling wise if it went the distance. But you know what? That's neither here nor there. So I do appreciate each and every one of you guys for tuning in tonight. I do believe, while we don't have it set up yet for the last couple of you guys that are still hanging out in here, we are going to go back to doing the giveaways on the live stream as well, where you buy the raffle tickets to be entered into the giveaways. So I'm still working with the admin team to get that set up. So be on the lookout, as next time we are live, that should be in play here. I do want to give a big shout out to Shots and Florida Commercial Care for sponsoring the live stream, and of course USA Darts for bringing me on to live stream this as well. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for hanging out with us. I'm going to go ahead and play through our ads one last time to thank our wonderful sponsors, but thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you guys at 8 p.m. Eastern next week for your next matchup in the DPFL Darts Season 10. Have a good night, everybody.